This is G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, Snake Eyes, Arctic Assault, and the Ice Viper. Now, Ice Viper can be found in Wave 3, in box set figures of Wave 3, and in a box of Wave 5 figures. Ice Viper. Snake Eyes is part of Wave 4, The Rise of Cobra figures. Okay, these two figures are just awesome. They come separately. Here are their packaging. Just show it briefly. The Ice Viper, again, as I said, is part of Wave 3, and you can see him in Wave 5. Comes with this, it's not a gun per se, it's like a sled, a rocket, a rocket that's on sled, a rocket launcher that's on a sled. It launches an ice-colored, semi-translucent blue projectile. Fires a great deal of force. Very nice. It's a nice change from just having a huge, humongous bazooka. It comes with the figure. So probably one of the first times I've ever reviewed the accompanying accessory, a huge accessory with a figure. The Ice Viper has two guns. He has the pistol that's similar to what the Baroness has, that fires the mini railgun blast, and a let's see, what is this? I'm not exactly sure what kind of gun this is, but it's been wrapped with some cloth or some wrappings just to prevent it from jamming because of the cold in the weather and the weather conditions he's in. Okay, he has a visor instead of what should have been a pair of goggles, as in the picture says, as what the picture says. But nevertheless, it's okay. It looks as though he's wearing a motorcycle helmet. That's the only problem I have with it, but it's fine. I would have preferred goggles. He has a vest or a coat that's made of a rubbery kind of plastic, very stiff. Really hinders his figure from a lot of movement, especially these are the shoulder joints are very tight. The in and out motion is very tight. It's very hard to get him into positions where the arm moves in and out. The knees are quite different from the regular G.I. Joe figure knees. They're not double jointed, they're more of like a Star Wars knee joints. A swivel knee as well as a hinge knee joint. So if you have Star Wars figures, you'll recognize this kind of joint. Other than that, he has articulation in his feet, waist, head is on a ball joint, the gloves rotate, the elbows rotate, and that's about it. It's a very articulated figure. The only problem I have with him is he's very, very difficult to stand pegged on his display base because of the difficulty in articulating the hips because of the vest, and as well as the joints, because he's carrying there's a lot of mass on his lower extremities, so it's very hard to get him into poses rather than just standing up. But other than that, very detailed figure. It's got a Cobra symbol right there. I don't know if you can see it. At the back, he's got packs, details of his packs, some clips here. Very nice. Very pleased with this figure. It's not as popular as I thought it would be with some of the fans out here in Manila, but I'm a fan of this figure. So that's the Ice Viper. Now, on to the Arctic Assault Snake Eyes. Let me just see if I can get it. Okay, great, fantastic artwork on the box. He doesn't come with a bazooka. He comes with a backpack that has grappling hooks that you can rappel up and down with. I'm not going to do it because I hate these ropes. It's very cumbersome. It's very untidy. It's very difficult to tidy up after using them. He also comes with a very thin ice pick. I don't think you can see it. You can see the handle a little bit right there, but it's a very thin ice pick. It doesn't fit nicely in his hand, so I'm not going to display it with him. But other than that, fantastic accessory. But he'll be a little bit too bulky if I put it on him right now, and he's not going to fit on my shelf, so it is staying in the packaging. Okay, on to the figure. Figure is just awesome. I was actually quite surprised that I liked this figure. Based on the pictures I've seen of this figure earlier, I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but as it turns out, it's a very neat figure. Some camouflage detailing here. He's got a rubbery plastic coat. Doesn't hinder his head movement, but it's very difficult to reach and move his head. But the head does move on a ball joint fairly easily. You can turn it left and right by just applying frictional force on the visor. He's got regular joints on his limbs. He's got his Arashikage sword, or katana. Again, same problem with the Ice Viper. Very difficult to pose him standing up, pegged in on his base because of the restrictions posed by the coat on his hips. But other than that, it's still fine. Actually, you can display him without the base because he is wearing very big shoes. They look more like trainers or sneakers rather than ice boots. So it's good enough touch. He has a pistol that I've put it on him. Doesn't hold it very well. It's very loose. Can easily pop off. But I like the fact that the way the hand's been molded makes the pistol point a little bit forward instead of just straight. So very nice. Very movie accurate. As movie accurate as it can get. I really like this figure. Maybe not as much as the other Snake Eyes figures, but seeing Snake Eyes in white is really a welcome change. I like this guy. It's going to be displayed with the Ice Viper, I hope, if I have space. Okay, one final thought on these figures. Oh, sorry. Let me just give you a 360 on this figure. Very nice. You know, some detailing of the strap. Just a very neat, cool looking figure. Okay, one last thing I wanted to point out. The Ice Viper, I was surprised they called him the Ice Viper instead of something else, because this is what I think the Ice Viper looked like back in G1. This is the pilot of the Cobra Wolf tank. Snow tank. Far cry from what it was in G1. It does look more like another figure, which I'm sure a lot of you are more familiar with, the Snow Serpent. But I hear Hasbro is doing a Toys R Us exclusive on the Snow Serpent. I think it's a repaint of the modern, more updated version of this figure into the movie figure. I don't know, I'm not sure. But they will be releasing through Toys R Us a Snow Serpent figure. So I guess he had to be Ice Viper then. But he looks more like this guy. I don't know. Okay, so very nice, cool looking figures. If you see them on shelves and you're having second thoughts and saying, more Arctic figures, I say pick them up. Out here in Manila, at least, this guy is pretty hard to come by. You can only find him in hobby shops, and be very lucky if you find him on retail. Maybe in your country he's very popular, not as popular, but out here in Manila, this guy gets picked up easily. This guy is a shelf warmer out here, which really surprised me. Admittedly, at first glance, he doesn't look much, but when you open him up, he is just a fantastic figure. So, great looking figures. I love these figures. If you see him, pick him up. There you have it. GIJoe Rise of Cobra, the Arctic Assault Snake Eyes, and the Ice Viper. Thanks for watching.